Oh, how are you?
All right, Willie, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I just got ladies.
I know.
Ladies, when you talk about, I think all 13 teams in the league have a will to win. They open the game, everyone's got a will to win.
Mhm.
There's only several teams so far right now that have a killer instinct. Y'all are one of them where when it's time to, they used to be one of those teams, but y'all have a killer instinct. Can you, in your mind, when I say that, the difference between will to win, killer instinct, your definition from both of you?
Oh, that's a interesting question, actually. I'd have to say, and I'm grateful that you say that we have it. I think that that's something that we have been managing to find consistently.
Yeah.
That's kind of been our MO as a team. We know we have it, but keeping it consistent is what's important for us. And whether it's consistent day by day, whether it's consistent half by half, quarter by quarter, possession by possession, that is actually what we're trying to manage. We all have independent confidence and we all have trust amongst each other. It's just understanding how to manage the energy of the game while maintaining that killer instinct. And I think we did a much better job of that tonight.
Yeah, that was extremely well said. I second all that. All right,
That was
Percy,
a really good
that was a good question.
Yeah, that was a really good
It's a
question.
great question.
Percy, we're going to you on Zoom.
Awesome. For Skylar, as a team, you guys made 11 of 23 shots behind the arc, and Seattle leads the league in three-point shooting. Just how have you guys totally transformed a perimeter attack that was last in the league in three-point shooting last year?
I think it starts with the quality of shots that we're generating. Sharing the basketball, next to action, being efficient, moving the ball. But I think it starts with the quality of threes that we're getting. They're great shots. They're great looks most of the time. And so it's no surprise that, we're shooting them with confidence. We work on them. We believe that they're going in. And so I think it's great to hear that. We still be like, dang, I should have had that one too. But it's the quality of threes that we're generating for each other for sure. That leads to our efficiency that you see there.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, Blake, you're next.
Hey, this is Blake Spadaro from Blake's Take and Wish. This question is for Skylar and for Nneka. The Aces built a 56-45 lead with 6:36 left in the third quarter. You ladies showed you guys were a veteran team, went on a 45-27 run. What exactly sparked that run? And what was said in the huddle after they built a 11-point lead?
I think that us taking care of the ball is something that we talked about before the game. It's something that we knew was going to be a point of emphasis for this team. If you mess up, it's a score on the other end. So we had a few moments, we didn't have a lot of turnovers, but they were timely and circumstantial. And so us maintaining composure and taking care of the ball, getting good shots is what allowed us to be able to get back and get set. As you saw this game, I mean, they were kicking it up quick. So we wanted to be able to choke that by taking good shots and taking care of the ball to avoid easy buckets for them in transition. I think we did a good job of adjusting to that.
And a follow-up question, what did you ladies think of Erica Wheeler's play tonight? And also Gabby Williams is tough. She had 12 rebounds and a couple of offensive rebounds late in the fourth quarter to break their backs pretty much. What did you ladies think of their energy?
E's been amazing. This is who, E's been in this league. She's been in this league a long time, and, she's been in command of teams, of her own teams. She's taking a role for our team, and, she does whatever is necessary. She can bring the ball up for us. She can guard, she can make plays, she can play in the pick and roll, she can play in transition. And so, she's been amazing for us on both sides of the floor, and really just trying to pour into both of her and Gabby and encourage them to be exactly who they are for us, and to hold space for them to be aggressive, you know, putting them in space, trying to give them opportunities. We talk about Gabby all the time, and you see, it's hard to take her off the floor. I say all the time because of what she does on both sides of the basketball. I mean, she leads the league in steals. She's one of the best finishers as a guard in the paint. She can guard 1 through 4. And so can't say enough about what those two players have done for our team, have impacted our starting lineup, but also who they are in the locker room and their impact there that doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
All right, Christian, you're next.
Thank you, Skylar.
Question.
No, you're good.
Hi, ladies. Congrats on the win. My question is basically just about, everything that you guys have been through to get to where you are in the league now. I talked to Gabby earlier in the week, and she said that's kind of one thing that brings you guys together in moments like this in this game. So kind of wondering what that looks like on a day-to-day basis and, how that plays into your production on the court.
We all have different storylines that kind of met to be on this team. And I would say that that's kind of a through line for our experience, but it's not foundational. Honestly, what's foundational is that we're friends.
We like each other.
We're all friends, new friends, old friends, reunited in so many different ways. And that extends to our staff as well, So on a daily basis, like we enjoy each other. We enjoy the hard times. We enjoy the celebratory times. And we play hard for one another. And I think that our individual storylines, it lends well to us playing hard for one another because we all have our own confidence when it comes to who we are on this team and our roles on this team at this point in our career. So every day we look forward to it.
Playing hard for each other, enjoying that locker room, playing hard for Noelle. Everything that we have in common is her bringing us all here. And so, yes, we think our chemistry is continuing to get better and better every day. And that's not just on the floor.
Right.
All right, Jeff, you're next.
Yeah, for Skylar, you kind of pulled the team aside pretty late, maybe final minute of the game to talk to him, settle him down. Can you maybe kind of talk about what you're saying there? And then also earlier, Alicia Clark, the TV is showing her in one of the huddles, kind of rallying you guys, maybe talk about her leadership.
Yeah. Nneka had a lot of great comments about AC, and I mean, you even see how she's welcome back here earlier today. Everybody loves AC, and a comment that Nneka made that is so true is that every team that she comes to gets better. And we talk about those intangibles that she brings. She's a 3-time champion. She's played every position in this league, from coming off the bench to being a starter. And she's taken a role for us, and her leadership has been essential to our growth, our development, her communication, just the way that she communicates to us. When she's talking, you shut up and you listen to her because she's been through it, she sees it, and she knows what she's talking about. But she cares about this team. She cares about and invests consciously in all her teammates. She pours into all of us. At different points in time, you'll see her hanging with everybody. And so she really invests into our team, and she understands how important it is for us, to be together. So we listen to her experience, and, like I said, we hold space for all of us to have those moments. If you have something to say, we respect each other enough to hear each other out and try to bring those diversity opinions to find the best solution for our team.
Awesome.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Nneka.
Thank you.
All right, Shane, you want to kick us off first?
Sure. So looking at this road trip, I mean, all the games were so different. I mean, you have the tough loss to Golden State, blowout win against LA, a real barn burner tonight, or a nail biter. I mean, what are you feeling at the end of a 3-game road trip with all the different kinds of games you had to deal with? How do you stay ready for so many of these kind of different situations and kind of things that your team has gone through the last 3 games?
Yeah, I think it's great reps, for this team. And staying ready is what the group is. You know, they're professionals, they're vets. They understand moments. You know, we're growing with every game and we're learning with every game. And I think, you know, the preparation is not only like the rest, recovery, and, you know, whatever you have to do to prepare for the game, but it becomes mental. When you have, you know, a player like AC on your roster who, you know, she goes so in depth with her scout process and prep, she's like able to coach in those moments and, you know, hold our players accountable in those moments, and the respect that she's garners because of her success in this league is just contagious. She's a pro's pro. And then you have the consummate pros, you know, in Gabby, Neck, Sky, and everyone just kind of falls in line. So honestly, it's their will, their chemistry, their collective mindsets and hearts to really want to focus in and really give their all every single game.
All right, Christian, you're up.
Hey, coach, I spoke to Gabby earlier in the week, and she basically said that, everyone on this team has been through something, whether it been Skylar in our previous stops, Nneka making her way through the league, Erica going undrafted, just kind of wondering how that looks like, on a day-to-day basis for our support. And, just in moments like this, we kind of have to ratchet up a bit in the second half and the production on the court.
I mean, yeah, the one that sticks out is the name you said, E. I thought she had really good moments in the second half, and, going undrafted and, becoming an all-star and, being a vet in this league. You can go around the room and everyone has a similar story, and that's going to become, or that has become, our superpower. We are connected through our processes and what we've experienced. And I think that connectivity and has really resonated with the group. Even off the court, what they do, they are very intentional about this culture that really matters. And so, us as a staff and us as an organization, we're going to continue to foster that and support that in any way. You can talk about player care and what we provide, for our players, but also their experiences during a road trip like this, dinners and things that connect the group. We have a special group that really wants it for one another, and it's just a joy to be a part of this.
All right, Percy, you're next.
Hey, Coach, I'm just trying to do something for down the line and just want to get your thoughts. The big picture wise, what is the difference between your 3-point shot from this year and last year? And maybe, like, regardless of what some people on this call may think, are you taking enough threes? And is it becoming now something that's, but though, is it becoming something now that is a legitimate weapon in your offense and not just something to keep the defense honest?
Yeah, honestly, I talked about this when I was asked a few weeks ago. It's about being efficient in the ones that we take, because we have a lot of paint points and a lot of paint penetration. We're getting a lot of sprays and wide open looks. And so it's about, a confident player in this league is a deadly player. A lot of those shots are just reps and confidence, and knowing where each other are going to be at, moving the ball and having some continuity within our offense. You got Gabby shooting it confidently. We're super efficient in the ones that we take, and I just think that we're taking really good shots. But then we also have a good balance of inside and out, and so teams they have to defend multiple things now. They can't take away, one thing. So we just have a group that's, they're sharp in their preparation and their PD work and, their shooting. And then they're confident in one another and they're taking the shots confidently.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you.
Jeff, you're next.
Yeah, Coach. In the first quarter, you're up 10. The Aces go on a 32-15 run to end the first half.
Yeah.
Then in fast forward to the middle of the third quarter, you guys are down 10 and you go on a 41-24 run to end the game. Just kind of talk about what you saw from both of those halves and kind of what was going on.
Yeah, Vegas is not a team that turns you over, and so our turnovers are a little bit loud. I can't remember how many we had at half. It wasn't a lot, but they got like some loud threes off of that, loud possessions off of that. And so, it was about making sure we were sharp in our execution and coverages and not, um, giving them, more opportunities. And in the second half, they went small ball really early, and we found some advantages with their switching. But I thought that we also played in transition a little bit more to attack some of their coverages early. Didn't see a lot of zone, but I thought, when they showed it, we handled that pretty decently. And then just the efficiency in our offense, I feel like was way better. Had a little bit more pop to our cuts, our screening, our reads, and getting to the free throw line. I think we're kind of getting better. We're gonna get there, but I just feel like we were capitalizing way more from our defense in the second half.
All right, Bo, you're next.
There we go. How's it going, Coach? Yeah, so actually to kind of expand on what Percy asked earlier, not only are you shooting best in the league in threes, but you're shooting best in the league, period. What was the shift that happened from earlier in the season when the efficiency wasn't there to where it is we are today, where you're leading the league in both categories?
Say it again for the people in the back, huh? It just takes time. I know it feels like this group has had some time together, but in reality, it's the beginning of the season. So, you add an E, you add an AC, kind of figuring out, rotations and, we have new faces on our roster. And so, there's some grace in finding our rhythm and our flow. And I think where we're at now, however many games in, it's now we're kind of like not shortening our playbook, but just knowing what plays that we want to run for certain people, finding their sweet spots, and then just playing with each other and finding rhythm there. So I can't point to anything but time, having some practice time to kind of iron out the wrinkles, to continue to watch film and clean up some things there, and to have direct translation on the court. It's just a work in progress. And I think the pocket that we're in is the efficiency of of our offense is just coming from, our transition points, playing out of our defense. And again, just playing confidently and with one another.
All right, final question. We will end with Percy.
Also, hey, Coach, I just want to say congratulations on moving into the top 20 in the WNBA all-time for wins.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, how about that? And I just want to say just to you, what does it mean to join that group? And maybe particularly if you can speak as a Black female coach in that group, because there's not many of those in that group as well.
Yeah, it means the world to me, honestly, to be leading this organization and doing it for this organization, because the opportunities are few and far between. The retention isn't always there, and sometimes you don't get an opportunity to coach as long as I have, even though it's been a relatively short career thus far. It's an honor to be in the names of whoever those 20 coaches are. I value this league so much. I grew up watching it, and I just want to honor it in any way that I can. I have a lot of pride for the city, a lot of pride for this organization, and I love my team. And so I just want to represent in the right way. I talked about this the first time, Percy, when I actually took over.
Yep.
It's my impact. I know wins and losses matter. Wins and losses if the wins keep your job, but at the end of the day, I want to make sure that I'm being a light to others, that I'm being a great example for others. And that's what I strive to be every single day. So I'm super appreciative of it. I never take a day for granted. And thank you for recognizing that. And cheers to some more.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks, y'all. You did.